Hey, Good Fox here. I've seen a lot of requests for a salary cap lineup to go along with my budget team builders. So today we're going to go through what I would do to construct my salary cap roster if I was running the 46 defense and the speed package, and my New England offense, or my Jacksonville's offense is run very similar to the New England one. So here we go. Let's get through. Basically, you'll see a lot of the top end guys get pretty average lines. I guess tanking them would be a good word for them. So that's what we're gonna do. And it's weird to say, but these team leaders look to be. And I copied a little bit of your boy Savage's roster because him and I went back, and he had these team leader cards in here as his offensive lineman. I asked him how do they perform, and he's like, oh, they're pretty darn good actually. So these power up in these team leaders for these NAT cards. If you can't get them, you could get somebody around this. They're not gonna have as good as stats, don't like break the bank or try to do these solos just for these cards. If you have them, they're nice. Otherwise, get cards around this cap number because they're pretty. You're gonna miss like 2 or to 3 run block, pass block between the cards for a similar. So you're losing some stats there, but overall pretty solid. So let's get into the skill positions. And this player, I feel like is underrated. Shannon Sharp. All these cards seem undercapped for the stats they have on them. Weirdly enough, like compare this to like a lot of other receivers or something with 88 speed and like with his run block and his route running, catching traffic. All these Shannon Sharp cards feel undervalued. So I'm going to use the 87 speed one with 77 run block, and I actually wouldn't be mad if you decided you wanted to run the ball a little bit more and you went like with a Delaney Walker type card here. Then you could save 3 cap, get the 85 run block, where somebody like with higher run block, like a Too Tall, I think they factor in his height because he's 48, and definitely not worth it at that point. So 33 cap for this Shannon Sharp card with 87 speed at tight end, pretty good. I was thinking about working in Bo to the lineup, but I decided to beef up the defense and not get Bo. But if you want to, I'll give you an option later to sub out your strong safety to work in Bo into your lineup. These backups, we're tanking the backups. So this is something I'm a little. I'm actually not too terrible. Landis, here we go. I'm not too terribly broken up about it. I asked your boy Savage when he runs a lot of halfback wham and 2 tight end sets. Sometimes he subs in, but other times he just lets the silvers go, and he's like, they play fine. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So I generally do not advise having Rick out on the field, but I'll show you in just about an instant why it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna put Antonio Brown here. The reason I want this card is because of the 91 route running. You're gonna run a lot of C routes against cover 3, a lot of out routes, and you want that 91 route running. You want this card specifically because he's okay capped. Basically, this was like one of the last cards I added to my roster, so it's kind of, I don't know. I'm adding him early, but he was one of the last ones I found to kind of fit into the rest of the roster. I constructed the defense first. All right, so second. Let's get Kelsey here. Now, the reason I don't mind having a bad backup tight end if you go into a 2 tight end set is because you're going to sub in this Kelsey as your second tight end, and then because you're going to have a third wide receiver here, this Dorsett. Whoops, I can't even spell Dorsett. This most feared Dorsett with 92 speed. This is going to be your coverage beaters. If you're going to run cover 3 and cover 4 beaters, this is the card that you're going to put on that fade route against cover 3 and like gun bunch, or the post route and cover 4 beaters, this Dorsett. So each one of these cards has a specific role in your offense. You're going to have to know before each play what you want to do on that play and how you're going to attack the coverage, because Kelsey can't run the routes like Brown. Brown can't get deep like Dorsett, and Dorsett can't do can't block like the other guys. So like in like that ace formation, if you put Kelsey in at the tight end, then you go Dorsett on the outside, Brown on the inside. Brown's got decent run blocking. I actually don't love Dorsett run blocking in front of you, but he's there. You got to make a little bit of sacrifices. So depending on what formation in the book you're going to sit in, you can kind of manage and change your guys to get better run blocking there. But this is just generally how I do it. This is the roster I'd go with, and then I don't know, play around with it, see what you like. This Aaron Rodgers card, I'm not going to get his gunslinger power-up card. I think this one's going to play well enough for us. Yeah, we get the +1 throw power and the gunslinger. We're going to go with this flashback card, though. I like the way this card played for me. Let's go to the fullback. I wouldn't be mad if we decided to tank one position on defense and bring this up to like a Mike Vick. If you move this, if you switch it up 10 cap to Mike Vick. But this running back, you guys know I like this Dion Lewis because he hits all the thresholds for spins, jukes. Although this year is kind of turning into a more trucking year, I still think a guy that's going to be able to receive the ball in the backfield. If you got somebody like a Jerome Bettis, he would be terrible out of the backfield. And a lot of passing game in Madden in general is throwing the ball to the running back out of the backfield. So I think Dion Lewis is a very good running back for this type of scheme. You could go cheaper. I love this the way this Herschel Walker card, and I've heard he's come recommended 91 speed. He has no moves. Like elusiveness, the juke moves, you got like tier 2 on those, so you won't be able to really beat anybody after the catch. And I don't mind saving the 7 cap, but you won't be able to put moves on because of after the patch, the moves aren't as important. They still, I still think they matter a ton. That's why I'm going and spending the 7 cap on Lewis over Herschel. But that's just something I want to show you as an option. Also, you can always go with like the faster cards, the Tariq Cohen most feared to get to 91, or who is the? There was another running back. I can't remember off the top of my head. That was like 92 speed. That's pretty cheap too. But that's the offense. So we got a decently low-end O-line because it doesn't make that much of a difference this year. Just like 17. It makes a little bit more difference than it has in past years, but still we're tanking there to get better skill position cards. All right, on defense, this is where you're going to go basically ham. See how we spent 370 salary cap points on the O. The rest of it's going to be spent on D because that's, I think, what wins games in Madden, in football. With the 46 speed package, you're going to need a good user, and I'm going to give you Shaz. Yeah, he's expensive. If you don't have the amount of coins to fill out this roster, you can make substitutions and fill in it so hard. But this is just how I do it. Your defensive backs, you are going to have all 91 zone defensive backs, and we're going to give them to you. Earl Thomas here is the cheapest 91 zone free safety, cap-wise. I'm going to go, this Ken Houston card, he was much better before the patch because of the unfakeable, but what I like him is his height and his speed. His hit power is a little bit lower than I like. He's not like a Ronnie Lott. I wouldn't mind if you guys went with a Ronnie Lott type here, get a little bit more hit power, maybe cause more fumbles, but I like the way this Ken Houston card, I actually adored the way this Ken Houston card played for me when he was on my roster. So he's my strong safety. He's got the 91 zone. This is the one card I was saying, if you were okay, because we're playing the 46 speed package, I want a kind of a good run stuffer. I wouldn't mind Keenan Allen with his 91 zone being on this team. You save, 21 cap, and that's when you can make some more additions to offense. So you'd have Keenan Allen with his 91 zone, but you'd suffer against the run quite a bit with his lower block shed and so on and so forth. So I decided to go with Houston, keep the D strong. Let's go ahead and do these backups here. We're going to go anything with 10 cap. Josh Norman, backup. Do you guys see that? No, Norman's, you got a required backup there. I'll give you your backup. Ends. Duzablé. This one is your boy Savage's favorite card in the game. Denzel Smart. For some reason, he plays really well for Savage, so we're just going to roll with it. I took his advice. Even though this card is going to be on the field for us, we are going to use him and see how he works for us. But color me skeptical. Color me skeptical indeed. So Doomerville is going to be here. We don't need this card. 10 cap. He's not going to be on the field at all for us in the 46. Along with our speed package, these outside backers won't be on the field at all either. So we're tanking them too. And is it really... Walden's the cheapest one. Out of position. I think there's no 10. Doomerville, Audrey. Yep, he's the cheapest one. So we tanked our outside linebacker spots. So maybe like goal line will be worse. But if we're in the 46 speed package the whole game, you might suffer because you won't be able to go into goal line formations or like 44. But you're basically in salary cap committing to one formation and building the best possible. You can't be that flexible in salary cap. All right, your cornerbacks are going to be 91 zone guys. And the cheapest 91 zone guys we can find for salary cap. Well, maybe not the cheapest. I think they are pretty close to being the cheapest possible salary cap wise. I know definitely not coin wise because we're not putting Mr. Let's say, how much does Sherman cost? Yeah, he's 49. So yeah, cheapest 91 zone corners on the field is who we're putting. And then Renfro. Now, I wouldn't mind if you guys moved around these guys, because this Renfro, this number 4 cornerback, is going to be on the inside of your defense. So if, like, I don't mind his block shed and power at 62.73. That's not great, but it's not bad for corner. And then Barber's going to be kind of like the outside linebacker spot. He's 69 and 70. Low, but you got speed. You're sacrificing block shed for speed. So your defensive line is going to have to make up for that lack of block shed. So we're going to get guys with high block shed. 93 block shed on this Woodley. It goes actually up +1 once I show you the chem on Mean Joe Green here. This guy is actually balled out for me. He's not as good as he used to be because the offensive linemen have gotten better, but in salary cap, people don't really spend an offensive line. 93 block shed goes up to 94 with the Ken Houston with his 2 times, and then Mean Joe Green gets it and a splash over to Lamar, who's out of position but still gets that boost. Although he doesn't add to chemistry, he still gets the chemistry benefit. And then over here, for some reason, this Von Miller is, like, not these ones, but like this Von Miller, like these Von Miller cards feel underrated. 91 block shed is not bad at all. 91 finesse move. So he'll be our left end in the 46. Also, that is the defense. We are missing the punters, kickers, and returners and stuff. So basically, if you punt, don't. Spencer Lanning. We're getting you the worst punter to disincentivize you from punting. 4th and 25 is easily converted in Madden because of hot route and out routes and in routes. Don't punt. Even if you get sacked twice, don't punt. Dan Bailey's going to be your kicker. Kind of mediocre, but I think he'll be able to do it for you. And then you got to just fill out your returners, and they're just going to be Barber here a couple times. All right. So Rondé or whoever you want returning, somebody with speed, long snapper, 3rd down, running back. All right, so let's just go. Fill this out randomly. Bailey. Come on, click. Is it not clicking? All right, well, it's not clicking for me. I think Mudhead's had some issue with these team builders, so we're not able to click anymore. Just like me and you. Flex players. I'm missing 1 flex player. Am I missing him on offense? I'm clearly missing 1 flex player. Oh yeah, right. I think he's the backup wide receiver. Okay, that's John Kondo, 10 cap. I can't put him in anymore. John Kondo right there. So I'll have the link to this team in the description if you guys want to check it out on Mudhead. But basically, I think it's decently well balanced on offense. You have a player to basically execute every single thing you want to do on offense. You got good run blockers. Maybe he's only like 77 run block, so he's not going to be able to lock down like Lawrence Taylor. But I think you can do well enough with the offense to move the ball and your defense to take the ball back. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the roster. Hopefully, guys, this helped you guys in building salary cap. It is 2.5 million coins in Xbox One, so we got some high-end players. You could do more of a salary or more of a budget salary cap team if you don't want to spend that much on this team. Basically, just doing like base elites and stuff, and just trying like win random games like that. But salary cap is high competition. So hopefully this team works out for you guys that end up putting it together. Hopefully you can knock it out for Sean Taylor now that they've upgraded him to 97. I know a lot more people are needing to get those objectives done. But that's it. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.